Imagine eating buttery croissants for breakfast, gooey cheese for lunch, and sipping wine with dinner, every single day. Now imagine doing all that, and still having one of the lowest rates of heart disease in the developed world. Welcome to the French paradox, a dietary mystery that's baffled scientists, shocked nutritionists, and might just hold the secret to living longer without giving up the foods you love. Today, we're diving into the science, the culture, and the surprising truth behind how the French manage to stay slim and healthy without sacrificing flavor, and by the end of this video, you'll discover what you can steal from their lifestyle to boost your own health. No baguette required. The term French paradox was first popularized in the 1990s, when researchers began noticing something strange. Despite consuming diets rich in saturated fats, think creamy cheeses, foie gras, and plenty of bread, the French had significantly lower rates of coronary heart disease compared to countries like the US and the UK. Statistically, this didn't add up. Conventional wisdom, and much of Western dietary advice warned that high-fat diets led to clogged arteries and heart attacks. Yet, France stood as the exception to the rule. This paradox sparked a global frenzy. Headlines praised the magic of red wine, books claimed to reveal the French diet's secrets, and scientists raced to understand what was really going on. But was it really about wine and cheese, or was something deeper, perhaps cultural or behavioral at play? As we dig into what the French eat, how they eat it, and how their lifestyle differs from ours, we'll uncover what the research really says. Let's step into a typical day in the life of a French eater. Breakfast, a small cup of coffee with a croissant or slice of tartine, just enough to start the day. No heaping bowls of sugary cereal or triple-stack pancakes. Lunch is the main event, often a 3-course meal even on weekdays. Think a small starter like salad or vegetable soup, a modest portion of meat or fish with seasonal vegetables, followed by cheese or fruit, not dessert piled with sugar. Dinner is usually lighter, perhaps a vegetable tart, soup or omelette, often accompanied by a glass of red wine. And yes, cheese might make a second appearance. But here's what's key. It's not just what they eat, it's how they eat. Meals are sacred. The French sit down, take their time, eat slowly, and rarely snack between meals. Fast food? It exists, but it's not a way of life. Even the portions are smaller. While the food may be rich, it's consumed in moderation, with great attention to quality and balance. It's about savoring the experience, not eating until you're stuffed. And those large grocery hauls? Rare. Many French people buy fresh bread daily, visit local markets for produce, and prioritize real whole foods over ultra-processed snacks. Now let's look at what science says. How can the French indulge in rich, fatty foods and still maintain lower rates of heart disease and obesity? Researchers have proposed several compelling theories, and they go far beyond just red wine. First, portion control and meal structure. Studies show the French naturally consume fewer calories per day, not because they restrict themselves, but because their portion sizes are smaller and meals are more structured. No eating on the go, no grazing all day. This pattern reduces insulin spikes and promotes better metabolic health. Next, fermented foods and gut health. Cheese is a staple, but not just any cheese. Many French cheeses are raw and fermented, packed with probiotics that benefit the gut microbiome. And a healthy gut has been linked to everything from reduced inflammation to better fat metabolism and immune function. What about red wine and polyphenols? Red wine in moderation has been associated with heart health, largely due to polyphenols like resveratrol. These compounds have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. The French typically drink wine with meals, which may help slow alcohol absorption and enhance cardiovascular benefits. And finally, meal timing and satiety. Unlike the constant snacking culture in the West, the French often leave long gaps between meals. This mimics intermittent fasting, allowing insulin levels to stabilize and giving the digestive system time to rest, both of which may reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome. Taken together, these habits create a pattern of eating that emphasizes quality, balance, and pleasure, rather than restriction or convenience. It's not one magic food. It's a whole way of living. Of course, not everyone buys into the romanticism of the French paradox. Some researchers argue that the phenomenon may be less mysterious, and more about how we interpret the data. First, Critics point out that heart disease may simply be underdiagnosed or underreported in France compared to other countries. Differences in healthcare systems and diagnostic criteria could skew the numbers. There are also lifestyle factors beyond diet. The French also walk more, commute less by car, and generally incorporate more physical activity into daily life. Many live in walkable cities, frequent open-air markets, and spend more time outdoors. These lifestyle habits are known to protect heart health regardless of diet. And what about smoking rates and genetics? Interestingly, France historically had higher smoking rates yet still showed lower heart disease. Some argue that genetic factors, or even the Mediterranean effect seen in southern Europe, may play a larger role than previously thought. So, while the French paradox raises fascinating questions, it's not without nuance. The truth may lie not in a single ingredient or behavior, but in a complex cultural cocktail of habits that work together over time. So what can the rest of us learn from the French without moving to Paris or switching entirely to Camembert and Bordeaux? The good news: it's less about copying exact meals and more about embracing timeless habits that science supports, and that you can adopt wherever you live. First, prioritize quality over quantity. The French don't fear fat, they fear fake. They choose real butter over margarine, fresh bread over packaged snacks, and artisanal cheese over processed slices. Choosing whole, minimally processed foods can improve satiety and reduce cravings. Next, eat mindfully and socially. French meals are intentional. Sitting down to eat, slowing the pace, and sharing food with others creates satisfaction and reduces the urge to overeat. Studies show that mindful eating helps regulate hunger hormones and improves digestion. Embrace fermented foods. Add fermented foods like natural yogurt, kefir, miso, sauerkraut, or yes, cheese to support your gut microbiome. A diverse gut flora is linked to lower inflammation and better metabolic health. Time your meals better. Snacking is rare in France. Instead, the focus is on 3 solid meals a day. This natural fasting window gives your body time to rest, aiding in weight control and blood sugar stability. Finally, enjoy without guilt. Perhaps the biggest takeaway? The French don't moralize food. They don't label meals good or bad. They enjoy their food, fully, guilt-free. That positive relationship with eating may be the healthiest habit of all. In short, the French paradox is less a loophole and more a lifestyle. And the more we embrace these timeless, balanced habits, the more we might enjoy a little piece of that paradox ourselves. In the end, the French paradox isn't just about food, it's about culture. It challenges the way we think about health, showing us that longevity isn't only shaped by nutrient charts and calorie counters, but by how we live, eat, and connect. Where many diets are based on restriction and rules, the French way of eating is built on pleasure, rhythm, and ritual. Meals aren't tasks, they're experiences. And that subtle mindset shift can have a massive impact on our long-term health. Sure, science may continue to debate how much of the paradox is genetic or environmental. But one thing is clear: the way we relate to food matters. So next time you sit down for a meal, don't just think about what you're eating. Think about how you're eating it. Slow down, savor it, maybe even light a candle. Because sometimes living well isn't about eating less, it's about living more. So, what do you think? Is the French paradox a miracle of moderation, a cultural cheat code, or just good genes? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button. It helps more people discover this kind of science-backed content. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly deep dives into nutrition, longevity, and how to live well without losing the joy of eating. If you're curious about how other surprising habits around the world can help you live longer and feel better, check out our other videos. You'll be amazed at what small lifestyle tweaks can do. Thanks for watching, and remember, living healthy doesn't mean giving up what you love. Sometimes it just means learning to love it better.